Hey everybody, it's Rob Booker and welcome. This sponsored video comes to you from IGUS. IGUS is a leading Forex broker. Okay, I got a story for you about a trade that I took. The last time we talked about trading the euro and trading the Canadian dollar. And what I want to do now is maybe jump over and get that opened up and show you what's going on with that stuff right now. So it's going to take me a second. I'm going to share my screen. It's going to get all funky for just a second, and then it won't get funky anymore, and it will be fine. Hey, check this out. So since we last talked, the euro trade that we talked about is up about $211. Now, on a $2,000 account, that's about a 10% gain. Now, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all people. This is not a recommendation or a solicitation to buy or sell any financial instrument. If you need personal financial advice, please consult your financial advisor. Listen, trading is inherently risky and most traders lose money. So that's not what I'm not here to demonstrate anything else except for a concept here and give you a bullish and bearish case for the financial instruments that we're looking at. What's also missing from this, however, is the Canadian dollar Schweizer Franken. So I bought that. It was actually the weakest performing currency for 2020, and I bought it. This morning in a video that I created for you, but then had to delete because you couldn't see any of the stuff that I was drawing on the screen, I closed this with a positive 6 Schweizer Franken trade. So I was up 6 Swiss francs on the trade. It was going nowhere. So I closed it. I wasn't going to allow it to continue. On the other hand, I've got this $211 win on the euro, and the big question, and I think we've all been here before, the big question is, well, what do you do with a trade that's performing like that? So let's take a look at the euro, draw some stuff on the screen, and I want to share with you some concepts that I learned from my friend Matt. We'll get to Matt in a moment. He's one of my best friends in the whole world, and he lives in Colorado Springs, and I had breakfast with him the other day, and he has a blog post. You can secretly see a little bit of that blog post right there on my browser tab window. So let me take you back to why we took the trade in the first place. I took the trade in the first place and share with you some of the things that people will typically do now as traders and what we can do about it. Okay, just making sure that I was correctly displaying things. So on the bottom of the screen, you're going to see an indicator that looks like the MACD, and it looks like the MACD because it is the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, set to 100, 26, and 9. Those are weird numbers. No one ever looks at the MACD like that. Now, as we have discussed in previous videos, when this turns positive, when the indicator down below turns positive, that means the financial instrument, there's an early warning sign that it will turn negative. It's not a guarantee, it's just an early warning sign. If you combine that with the fact that the euro was hitting multiple areas of resistance, well, it made sense for me at that time to short the euro. I sold it, and I did. I sold the euro US dollar. And as of right now, we're up about $209 or whatever it is on that trade. Now, what typically happens at a time like this is most traders will panic. They'll panic about their wins. Close it quickly. They'll go, I don't know if this is going to continue. I don't know if I should hold on to this. How far can this go? Should I grab the money? I haven't been making very much money lately. I need to have a win. And what they do is, in the grand scheme of life, there is a flow of money, wealth, positivity, and good things flowing toward us at all times. It's just a natural flow. It's floating by you. The electrons, the radio waves of your Wi-Fi router are carrying internet stuff and bank transactions from people who have huge bank balances. There's just a sea of money surrounding us. There's profitable trades going through the systems all the time. You can just see, if you think of all transactions as electronic impulses flowing through the markets, there's just a ton, there's trillions of dollars flowing through the system every day. If you think of all the people that you meet and all the stuff that you do, there's just an endless, along with all the negativity and along with all the stuff that is going in a way that we don't want. There's a sea of positivity. There's a stream of positivity. There's all kinds of great things that could come into our lives. This trade is one of them. So it's up $200 or whatever. And that's floating along. And what we do is we start to over manage it. This happens in every single thing. We overmanage and we overthink it. Think of someone in your life where something good happens to them and they begin to overthink it and they self-sabotage, right? So in this endless sea of positivity, what we do is we begin to overmanage it, we begin to overthink it, and we build a dam. And I'm going to color this blue, and then you get this backup of positivity at this dam. This is just like a dam creates energy, and this energy of all this dammed up positivity is expressed in the form of anxiety. Anxiety is the welling up of nervous feelings that come from overmanaging and overthinking situations in our life and not letting go. So what happens with this positive trait is what will typically happen is a trader, me or whatever, we will begin to feel anxiety. How far can it go? What should I do? I'm going to read some articles. I'm going to follow the news. And suddenly, all of a sudden, there's all this anxiety. And all that's happening right now is that it's doing everything that you could have ever asked it to do. And what we will do oftentimes is we will allow negative traits to run and give them a pass. We'll say, oh, well, it needs to run. It needs some time. It needs some space. It needs whatever. And then we'll cut the winners off because we'll be like, I don't know how much farther this can go. And we set a ceiling on the success that we feel that we deserve. We set a ceiling or a limitation on what we feel that we can get. And if you argue for your own limitations, well, there you have it. They're yours. And that's the old quote. I don't know who made that up. Well, there's another way to deal with all of this. So if we erase everything here, and we just start over from scratch, you can take this positive position. And there's this endless sea of positivity, wealth, and goodness, and we break down the dam. So this is the dam. We just broke it down. And all of a sudden, there's this rapid flow of positivity, the release of anxiety. Like, I'm just going to allow it. So how do you do that in the world of trading? Well, on this one, for example, we just leave it alone. I don't look at it again. I have a stop loss on this position. That'll cover it. That's fine. That's all I need. Otherwise, I leave it alone. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to look at it. I don't have to manage it. I don't have to look at it tomorrow. I don't have to look at it the next day. I don't have to worry about it. Nothing that I'm going to do now is going to change what the market is going to do with the euro. Nothing. I can't make it go down. I can't identify anything extra. It's just going to go wherever it's going to go. And it looks like it's going to go in my favor. Now, I don't know if it is or not, and it doesn't really matter. I'm going to let it do its thing. I'm going to allow it to do its thing. I'm going to allow into my life and give plenty of space and room to the things that are going well. And then, like with the Canadian dollar, Schweizer Franken, I just cut it off. I said, no, you can't. I'm not going to leave you open. You're dumb. You're not going anywhere. Why would I allow you any time, space, or anything? So you let this trade, you just open up. So you open up, you stop cutting off good things in your life. This is what people do all the time in the world of trading. Oh, I got a good system, but it doesn't make enough money. So they cut off a system that's doing well. When in reality, that system might not make a lot of money every 20 trades, but every 21st trade, it has the potential for a gain that's spectacular. In the world of trading, we cut off all the time. We cut off our winners all the time. And what I want to encourage you to do in your life or your trading or whatever is if something's going well, just give it space. Let it happen. Allow it. Allow yourself to get what you want. Allow yourself to raise the ceiling on what's possible. Just blow it off. Just blow the ceiling off of it completely. Don't put profit targets on your trades. I guess I'm giving you some trading advice. Now, the euro could go up. And if it does go up, this trade will stop out at a loss. But if it goes down, I don't know how far down it'll go. It could crash. See, I mean, it hasn't moved in a long time, so it's finally moving. This could fall 100, 200, 400, 500 pips in a day. Even it used to happen. It could happen again. Why would I put a limit on that? Just let it go. Let it go for a year, maybe. Maybe I leave this open until December through the elections. Imagine that for a minute. Just letting it happen, not caring so much, not building a dam up around it, not like, I got to close it before the election. I got to close it before the news. I've got to close it before it hits this support level. It hit the support level. Just let it alone. It's already doing everything that I would ever want it to do. And nothing that I'm going to do now is going to change that. Why don't I just allow it to be good to me and maybe come back in 4 or 5 days and take a look then? Maybe we'll do a video then and we'll just talk about it from there. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I hope that made sense. Let's now turn our attention maybe over to Matt's awesome trading blog. So if you go to mlacoco.wordpress.com, Matt Lococo, Matt's awesome trading blog, you can see it right here. You go to the home page, scroll down, and look for the article, the blog post titled, "Allowing for Allowance is Allowed. The key to all you could become lies in your willingness to let go and allow the metamorphosis in which you are deeply enmeshed to proceed." That's Matt's advice. It's an amazing, amazing blog post. I implore you to check it out. And so happy to have you here for a few minutes. Thanks to IGUS. IGUS is a leading Forex broker. Thank you to them for sponsoring this video. And we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye for now.